Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kome Olori. I am the founder of She Dares to Succeed, and this channel is all about quitting the 9 to 5, starting your own profitable business and building the life of your dreams. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all the things I use to help me make my business run faster, at least on the package delivery side. Because if you've been watching my channel, you would know that I have been an eBay seller and an Amazon seller for the longest time. And I started training people and running my own courses, showing women how to get on eBay, how to make money on Amazon full time. And one of the most frequent questions I get is, Kome, how do I get my packages out in reasonable time without too much effort and still make sure that it arrives at its buyer's door intact? So I thought, yay, why not? I'm going to come on here and give you guys the dates, okay? Because I think it took me the longest time to get to this point where I'm not very comfortable in processing packages. And I also have my husband helping me in the business. So it has become so much easier for us. But in the beginning, it was a different story. In the beginning, it was so much work. I would go to work in the morning, come back, and then we would work on our business in the evening. And packing packages, packing orders for delivery was the hardest job that we had to do, because it just entails so much. It's unbelievable how much it takes, how much time it takes, how much effort. And then it's so heartbreaking when your buyer receives the package and they're like, it was damaged, I need a refund. You know, those kind of things. It's just heartbreaking because, you know, you've also purchased this thing. So refunding customers, you will be doing it at a loss. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. So if you are interested, please stick around and let's jump right into this video. So the first thing I need to mention is that for this kind of business, obviously, if you're going to be selling online, whether it's as an eBay seller, Amazon seller, whether you're doing FBM or FBA, or you have your own e-commerce website and you're going to be fulfilling your packages by yourself, the number one thing you obviously need is a computer. So it doesn't matter whether it's a desktop or a laptop, it's just something you need to be able to do the job. I've seen a few people try to work with their mobile phones and their tablets. So whether you're using an iPad or a different type of tab. But the thing is, while they are convenient for when you're on the move, they just get so much more difficult when you have to print up stuff or you have to actually see things on a bigger screen. So my number one item that you need is a good computer, not something that is going to spend ages thinking about the commands, something that is fast, durable, and accessible. So my number one is a computer. Personally, I have both a desktop in my home office and a laptop because we're two of us, and it's just easier for us to be able to work simultaneously without one person needing to give space to the other person. But I always say, start from where you are. It's going to get better and you'll be able to, to afford more things as you go along and as you make a profit and build your business up. So don't worry about the big stuff. And everything I've arranged here are things that you can actually afford on a very small budget. And I'm going to be leaving the links to everything that I use down in the description so that you don't go out and buy the wrong thing and just waste extra money. So I've got you guys, okay? I've got your back. So that's my number one, computer. The number two thing is paper. Honey, let me tell you, you are going to be printing so much. In fact, your home is going to be covered in paper because every single thing kind of needs printing. It's paper, 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 paper. So, but don't get too bogged down about what type of paper it is. I personally use a very cheap kind of paper that you find in any store. I'm going to show you guys the one I use. It's the Asda A4 multi-purpose copy, and really you can get any type of paper that you really want. But let me show you what it is now, guys. Don't judge. This paper is ripped. So it's the Asda A4 multi-purpose copy paper, and it comes in 75 GSM, meaning that it's thick enough, it's not going to break into pieces, and there are 500 sheets in the box, meaning that there's a lot of paper. We usually run through this one in about a couple of months, but that's enough time for us to be able to get so much work done. So that is my second item. You need a lot of paper. Number 3 is you're going to need a lot of label papers. So in the beginning, when I started my business on eBay, I would print all my orders on paper. So first of all, I would print my orders on paper and then I would sellotape it to the mailing bag, or I would write the address by hand. And I just thought as time went on, it became too time consuming to do that, first. And second, it just didn't have this professional look that I wanted my packages to have going out. And so I've been in the business about 7 years now, and I have refined my process. And so I no longer use like printing paper to do my labels. I use my printing paper to do my package slips and other slips and that kind of thing. But my labels are done on actual label paper. And I want to show you what it looks like. So this is what the label paper is. And I don't know if you guys can see it without the glare of the camera. This is what label paper looks like. This one comes in 2 on a sheet, and it's something that you can easily peel off at the back. It's something you can peel off at the back and just paste. I want to show you the packaging so that you know what you're getting. And this is the one. This one has actually run out. So this is the one we actually use as the multifunctional labels. And this one comes in 2 in a pack, but it's got 100 sheets. And so what we do is we put it in the printer, just print the labels as normal, and then peel them off and stick them to the bag or to the box, whichever one I'm using. That's how it's done. And it just saves so much time. It really gets rid of, you know, having to sellotape stuff onto a mailing bag, which is just clumsy and it just looks amateurish. Okay. Again, guys, I'm going to be leaving all the links in the description box, so be sure to check them out if there's anything that you're interested in getting. The next thing is Cellotape. Guys, Cellotape runs through the business like water. If there's anything I get a lot of, apart from just paper and sticky labels, it's Cellotape. We literally go through a lot of Cellotape, especially if you're sending stuff off to Amazon warehouses. You're going to need to make sure that your boxes are well secure. And what's the best way to do that? Cellotape, Cellotape, Cellotape everything. But for a long time I was doing Cellotape the manual way, and my husband was also helping me Cellotape the boxes, and it was just ridiculous. Then somebody gave me a present, which is what I would say Cellotape always comes with the Cellotape gun. I don't know, have you seen this before? So until very recently, I had never seen any of this, and I call it a Cellotape dispenser. I'm going to leave the link. It's a Cellotape dispenser or a Cellotape gun or whatever you want to call it. And literally, you put the Cellotape in it. And then if you're going to be, I'm going to use something to demonstrate it. If you're going to be using it, you just literally have to press down and roll. Okay. And that's how you use it. It's a Cellotape gun. So here, you just, and when you're done, you just fold it over so that it doesn't go back on the Cellotape. And it is so handy. Yes, it's a bit bulky, but it's so easy to handle. And you're just literally rolling it across and sellotaping stuff. And guys, this thing is a time saver. It's also, you know, it just removes that irritating bit of always having to, you know, roll out the Cellotape. And it's fantastic. That brings me to my next point. So I mentioned paper, I mentioned sticky labels, I mentioned Cellotape, but I did not mention printers. My printers, so some people go out and get sticker label printers, like the ones that you use the hand to print. And I just thought, I was starting my business on a budget, and even till now, I try not to spend money if I don't need to spend it, because I just feel that what's the point of running a business and trying to be profitable if you're going out there and just blowing money on anything that catches your fancy? But so I haven't got a sticker printer. Instead, I have a real printer which allows me to multitask. I can do my normal everyday printing, but also I can print the stuff that I need for my business, including sticky labels. And right now I'm using the Canon MG5. Guys, I'm just going to need to double check that because I'm not great with gauge. So okay, So right now I am using the Canon M750 printer, which is delightful. The only downside is that it's really slow. So if you're waiting for it to print like a label, you're going to be waiting for a bit. But it actually prints in color, which is good for, you know, like a home office run. But I have a second printer, which is the HP LaserJet P1102W. Guys, I'm going to link it, and I'm also going to put a picture on the screen so that you can see what it looks like. But that one is a lot faster because it's the LaserJet. And so that's the one I actually use to do my labels, because it's so much faster and I can do like 50 labels in 5 minutes rather than using the Canon printer, which is a lot slower, and you can hear it chucking along before you actually get the stuff that you need. Next thing on the list is address pouches. Back in the day, I used to write, so like I mentioned, I used to write my addresses by hand, but now that I have the sticky labels that can go on, if I am not using that, I also have what I call an address pouch. And this is how it looks, because I'm going to hold it up and I hope the glare allows you to see it. This is the address pouch. It comes with an opening. So I literally, especially when I'm sending out stuff that needs a packing slip or an invoice, I use this one. So you print on normal paper, I chuck it in here. So you can see my hand, I chuck it in here and the address is facing upwards. And it also allows you to peel off this part and the main part, and literally you would stick it to the front of your mailing bag, and it is delightful. You will be packing orders in less than a minute with this bad boy. They are so good, and I recommend them to anyone who doesn't have too much time, especially if you're like a busy mom or your business is growing rapidly and you need to be very, very time conscious. This is amazing. So it's called an address pouch. Yep. Now I'm going to move on to another essential, which is something that a lot of people have asked me, like, where do I get affordable mailing bags? When I advise people, I say start with the basic ones. You know, you don't have to go and customize your mailing bag straight away, even if you have your own e-commerce store, because it saves money and it just removes that worry from you that you always have to be reordering something that is customized. I get simple mailing bags. I used to get either from eBay or Amazon, but obviously Amazon is faster if you have the Amazon Prime account, which just, you know, it really, really saves your time. And it's something that I order periodically because I want it to come the same day. And so this is what my mailing bags look like. It's just plain white mailing bag. And you can picture this, and I just put the address slip on top and we're good to go. And that's how it looks. Do you get? And of course, these ones are the ones that you can peel off, not the ones that you are trying to wet so that you can stick together. That's just gross, guys. Very gross. But these ones you can peel off and seal, and that's so easy to do. So mailing bags are a very, very big part of my business. The next thing I'm going to say is boxes. Boxes are also important because there's certain things that can't go in a mailing bag. Say, for example, I want to pack a bottle of juice or a bottle of wine or something. I wouldn't want to put that in a mailing bag because any little mistake and it's going to break. So instead, we get boxes which come flat packed like this. They come flat packed like this. And all you have to do is open up. So you open them up like this. And then you close one side like that way, and then you go over with your sellotape it, and it works like a dream. So boxes, you can get different sizes of boxes on Amazon. Again, I'll leave the link to this one, and this one is the 229 cm by 152 cm. So if it was in inches, it will be 9 by 6 by 6. So that's the dimension on it. It will be 9 by 6 by 6, which allows me to pack like simple things that are not too weighty and are not too big, but without having, you know, things shaking about in a box. This is just really compact. But I want to give you a tip. If, for example, you're doing FBA Amazon business and you always have stuff going off to the warehouse, I would advise that you try to cut down your expenses by not just buying boxes. You can actually get boxes from your local supermarket. So in the UK where I live, you can get boxes from Asda, Waitrose, even Lidl, the big supermarkets, but you have to go in and ask them to reserve boxes for you, or you have to go in the late midnight to early morning to be able to get boxes as they are stocking the shelves. And it doesn't really matter what kind of box you get. It's just that it saves your money, especially if you can get the big ones, and that's just reducing the cost that you would normally have if you were going to have to pay for those boxes. So yeah, that's a great tip, which I didn't know in the beginning until somebody told me. Okay, so let's move on. So those are boxes. Another very important part of my business is making sure that my goods or that my orders weigh the correct price for the amount that I want to weigh, the correct certain weight for the amount that I want to pay the post office. Okay, so another thing I always do is weigh my package, and I use a simple kitchen scale. This one is the Cellotape 1/0 scale. It's very easy to use. It's very portable. It's battery operated. And so I just put that on the table when I'm packing slips or packing orders, and use that to weigh up everything that I pack. Nowadays, because I'm more confident, and because we're more confident with the orders that we pack, we don't really measure everything. We don't weigh everything as much as we used to do in the day. Because now you can kind of tell when something is over the 2 kilo mark, which is the maximum for Royal Mail packages if you don't want to pay ridiculous amounts. Right now, 2 kilos and under will post for about £4 for first class, or for second class signed for. And so it's very important that it stays under that mark. All right. I also have this scale, which is battered. It has seen life, guys. This scale is so old, but this is the bathroom scale that allows you to put like heavier packages on here if it's something like a bag, and you can just weigh it up. And this one is the travels one. I'm going to be linking this one as well. This one is old, battered, but it works very, very well. So that's for scales. The next thing I'm going to be mentioning is, this one is massive. It's bubble wrap. Now, a lot of people, when you go into the post office and you want to get bubble wrap, they have these tiny rolls of bubble wrap, and they sell it for about £3 to £4. And for a long time, I didn't know where, I didn't think that it should be cheaper. But you can also get bubble wrap for the same amount of simple rolled up bubble wrap. You can get that in Asda or any of the other big supermarkets. And it costs about 95p to about £1.25, depending on which store you go to. But because I always have a lot of orders to pack, I cannot sustain buying 95p bubble wrap for maybe one package. So this is what I use, and we get ready to be shocked because this one is humongous. This is the bubble wrap. This is the bubble wrap that I use. It is rolls and rolls of bubble wrap. Okay, rolls and rolls of bubble wrap, and this one has lasted about 1 week. I think it lasts about 2 weeks for me, but it saves so much, because the last thing you want is for your order to arrive at the customer's house and they report to you that it was damaged, maybe because it wasn't packed properly, or maybe because the postman dropped it, or for whatever reason. So bubble wrap is my go-to. We wrap everything in bubble wrap. Guys, I'm not even joking. Like every single thing that leaves this house is bubble wrapped. Because I don't want the loss of it being damaged. Also, it's even a bad customer experience when someone receives something from you and it's damaged or it's broken or it just doesn't look the way it's supposed to look. So bubble wrap, bubble wrap, bubble wrap. Everything is bubble wrapped. Again, I'm going to leave the description for this one. I think this is the 50 by 50 bubble wrap, but I will leave the details so that you can confirm what it is. And then that brings me to my final item, which is so overlooked. I expect that most houses have a pair of scissors, but the one I like to use is actually a kitchen pair of scissors, which has the serrated ends, and allows you to cut through even more like stubborn stuff. It's not like hair scissors. This is different, and I think this is the Joseph by Joseph and Joseph scissors. It's just beautiful. Look, guys, so this is the scissors. I like this one because it's handy. It's not too slippery or skinny, but it also has guys, so yeah, I've just broken it, but it also has the serrated end, which allows you to like cut open boxes or whatever. I know some people like the slippery, like thinner scissors, but this is the one I really like. And yes, another reason I like is because even when it breaks apart like that, you can easily put it back together and it doesn't affect the scissors because it's meant to be a pair of kitchen scissors. So guys, that has brought me to the last item. I'm thinking that I might need to do a second part video simply because there's so much more that goes into the business than just these items. But this is how we pack our stuff and send them out. But also I'm thinking that you might want to know how to actually run the business and the different items we use and whatnot. But I am very open to your suggestions. If there's any video you would like to see me do, please leave a comment in the description, guys. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what other videos you would like to see. And also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing because I'm going to be giving you more information. I'm going to be bringing you the dates on how to run your own business. Until my next video, guys, take care of yourself and be safe out there, okay? See you soon.